Yo, 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 guys, welcome. How is it going? Welcome, guys. Welcome. Welcome back to another stream. Good to get back on after the weekend. Hope everyone's good. Let me go through these comments. Let me go through these comments really quickly. Aspen, welcome, mate. Jan, welcome, bro. Raul, Paul, how's it going, guys? Let me just share this link again, and then we can get started. Okay, we're good. We're good to go. Just thought I'd Perfect. Yo, Chris, how's it going, bro? Welcome. Yeah, good to see everyone here. Hope everyone had a good weekend. I'm ready to crush the new week. I haven't taken a trade yet today, to be honest. Chase for likes as well. If you haven't already, if you're new to the channel, drop a subscribe, drop a like, and let's see who's here. Phil, how's it going? Zulu, welcome, bro. Jan, how's it going? What's up? I'm good, thanks. So we'll get straight into it in a second. I haven't taken any trades today. To be fair, to say it was a Japanese bank holiday, gold's been moving. Gold has been moving, especially in Asia as well. Didn't do much on Asian Open, but like pre-London, it has done. But yeah, I'll let me just wait a few minutes, then we'll start. I'm in short on gold right now. Wow. Yeah, I wouldn't be looking to short gold here, mate. It hasn't even taken this liquidity yet. It hasn't even taken this liquidity up here. I think it's going to have a push into them highs. But like I say, if we're going to get straight into it now, there's no news. There's nothing in the way of our session, guys. We've got, you know, a good hour and a half, 2 hours here of just pure price action. There's nothing in the way. Fresh week, same plan, 100% Zulu, bro. 100%. Every single day we'll show up and we'll trade the plan, okay? But what am I looking for on gold? I'm looking for buys only. I can only look for buys on gold. You know, my range coming into the US session, as I mentioned to the members, was this. And we've broke out of this range. We've still got targets above here on gold. So I can only look to buy, and I will look to buy on confirmation entries into these highs. You know, there's no valid impulse here. There's no valid impulse for me. I've missed it. But there still is that potential to try and take some longs here on gold. We've got some nice highs up here. I've got some nice highs to trade into. I've still got like a 40 tick range into these highs. So it's a very tradable range to try and take into there. So if I can take some 5-minute entries, I will do. That's the only thing I can really do for now. Alright, that's the only thing I can really do for now on gold. Like I say, if you look at the news, there's nothing in the way of us. It's just pure price action. But I'm not going to be selling gold here when we've got these highs to take up here. I think gold's going to have a clear run into there at some point this session. Okay? But like I say, we'll see. Good to see everyone here though, guys. Cheers for the likes. I appreciate it. 35 tuning in now. Welcome. 3,400 is what you're thinking. 3,400, yeah. Look at the daily. Daily's super bullish. Daily's very bullish. Look at US session. Coming into the US session, London and Asia has just pushed up. 3,400's not a bad, you know, 3,400's a bit away, but, you know, like over 100, you know, 260 ticks away, but definitely an area to target, a decent psychological level. But what am I going to be looking for? I'm just going to be looking for some confirmation entries into these highs. I can't take impulse entries, so I'm going to be looking for confirmation. Yo, Naz, Nate, how's it going? Fabio, welcome. 5 could set up, yeah, let's see. 5 could give me an entry. Let's break down Naz really quickly. Nasdaq, guys, 15-minute time frame for me. Like I say, I'm looking for buys back above here, 23,124. I think if we can get back above this level here, I'm clear to take longs into these highs. I think this is the only thing that's in the way. Other than that, this structure here. So if I can get a closure back above this level here, 2300, then I'm going to be looking for longs into all these highs up here. Okay, I think that's quite clear. Okay, and for sells, this level here for sells below. You know, you could have your initial range here, but what have you got just below this level? You've got another level here. So I'm not risking trying to take sells below this level. I'd rather just wait for a closure below here, and then I can take that more high probability sell. Okay. So yeah, that's the range for NASDAQ. Targets for NASDAQ, probably down here. Yeah, something down here like so. But I do like the buys. I really do like buys above here on NAS. Decent level on the 15 and 30. Yeah. Supply zone is battered, so my assumption is that sellers have been exhausted, so nothing's not pushing higher. Oh yeah, on gold, I do think gold's going to push higher. Even on this 5 could pop, to be fair. It's a tough one to grab that. Yeah, it's a tough one. Yeah, like I say, that liquidity is clear. That liquidity is clear. Yeah, guys, any questions? Let me know. Let me questions anymore. Want to see if it closes above that work. As for me, confirmation. Nice, nice. Yeah, the 5 here is playing out. 5, you know, taking liquidity, but it just didn't close bullish on this candle, which isn't the best. But you can see that the 5, this entry on the 5 is playing out into them highs. Look at that. That's clear liquidity up there to take out. Very, very clear. Yeah. I mean, you've got a decent 20 ticks there on the 5. Yeah, to be fair, I like these NAS. I like NAS buys. If I can start getting closures above this level here, I like NAS buys. Something like a closure above there. Look for longs. That's what I look for. Yeah, cheers for the lights, guys. Nice one. Appreciate you all. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. Hey, what's up, yo? Charlie, bro? How's it going, man? Welcome. Yeah, welcome, welcome, Charlie. How's it going? Ashton, welcome, bro. One sec, guys. I'll get back to questions in a second. Let me just get the thingy up. Nice one. Right, yo, bro, I was in on the 30, close break even, took until last minute for the 30 to push. Is that good to get out of break even, you say, to stop? Yeah, 100%, mate. If you took the 30 entry, it's not a bad close going break even, especially if it didn't flip till like super late, which it didn't in this case. But like I say, if you held, you've made like 30, 40 ticks there, which isn't bad at all. You know, I was looking at this impulse entry too, but I just didn't like the fact that it took so long to flip. I would have wanted a flip and push. But like I say, if I held the buy stop in, I'd still be in this trade now. I'd be at break even now on this. Not a bad trade, Ashton. You know, it is very valid. It's a very valid trade. I do like these NASDAQ longs though. I'm very interested in taking some NASDAQ longs if I can get back above this range. Just because of the liquidity above on NASDAQ, equal highs. Equal highs. Yeah, guys, it's not bad management. It's really not bad management to get out of the 30. If it hasn't flipped. You know, it literally flipped. Look at when it flipped bullish. It flipped bullish at 44 on the 15. Like, the 15 didn't even really push. So it's hard work, really. Yeah, that's the thing. I always say to myself, if it's going to take 20 minutes to flip bullish, are you going to get that push that you want? If you held it, I mean, it's working out. Look at that. It's pushing very nicely now. It's like, it would have been a win. It would have been a win. You know, you can't get away from the fact that it would have been a win. But did you manage it poorly? Not at all. Not at all. That was the 30 I got in and closed out at a quick $300. Nice one, bro. Can't beat that. Quick $300. Great work. Past trades I have took. Joe has been 3 and they have been perfect, man. Perfect. That's what we like to see. That's what we like to see, mate. Let's have a look at who's the top fans today. Jan Lamberts, Ashton, Zulu, Naz, Raul. Yeah, you get fans on YouTube now. The more people who comment, the bigger the fan. It's actually a decent little thing. Took 20 ticks on the 5-minute entry. Legend. Yeah, very nice stuff, man. Can't beat that. Great stuff. Yeah, I'm probably gonna stay away from gold and just stay on Nasdaq for now. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna watch this on Nasdaq. Yeah, nice work, guys. It looks like a few in the community got them longs on the 5. I didn't catch it. But I mean, if you did, it's a valid entry. The entry for me was the 30 here. Yeah, this 30 was the entry for me. Very clean. Took partials and break even now. Legend. Yeah, good stuff, Naz. Not a bad entry, bro. Not a bad entry. I mean, if you're taking partials on a 5-minute entry, you know, you've got like, yeah, 20 ticks. Nice. Yeah, the 30 was the entry that I wanted. Was basically this entry here. Just took a long time to flip, really. Would have been a nice win, but my management was perfect. Yeah, Ashton, good stuff. How's your week overall been then? Last week, was you profitable for the week? One sec, guys. One sec. I'll be like 2 seconds. Right, nice. Yeah, I'm gonna keep my attention to Naz here. You know, if this 15 can close bearish, gonna be looking to try and take some sells here with this volume. See if he wants to continue down further. Yeah, if this 15 can close bearish below this structure, I'm going to be looking for some sells on Naz. Okay, just because we've taken the highs, closing bearish, I need to get back below this level and then I can take them sells down. I'd say the next sort of area to watch out for would be here. So I need to see how it closes. Okay, but like I say, sells below this level would be nice for me to look for shorts. So yeah, I could be looking for some trades soon, very shortly. Could be looking for shorts shortly. I do prefer buys though, just because of how clear this double top is to take out. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll let it tell us which way it wants to break out. Like I say, I'm not attached to this market at all. I don't care. If it breaks to the downside, I'll look for sells. If it breaks to the upside and closes above, I'll look for buys. I've got targets above, for example, here, and I've got targets below, down here. So I'm not going to guess and try and force entries, okay? Because I don't know which way we're going to break out. I'm not here to decide that. What I'm here to do is react. You know, if I get that closure above, I'm there to react to buys and buy into these highs. And it's the same for sells. If I get that closure below, I'm not here to try and predict and guess sells within the range. I'm waiting for the closure below, then I'll react to sells and take sells down then into my targets, okay? So, like I say, I don't care which way it breaks out. I'm not here to try and guess 15 times which way price wants to go. All I'll do is wait for the breakout, let the market tell me where it wants to go, and then I'll trade what it tells me, okay? Until it breaks above or below here, it's telling me absolutely nothing in this range, okay? $30 looks a bit better, bro. Nah. 30 doesn't look better to me. Not on Nasdaq. You've taken highs on the 15. Look, this candle's taken highs on the 15. 30 hasn't. Oh, you're on about gold, Ashton. Andrew McGee, great, found you on YouTube. Yeah, Andrew, good stuff. Good to see you here. Welcome, mate. Yeah, like I said, there's not many other Joe trades, I don't think. To be fair, I haven't searched it, but I think I should be the only one. There's probably like some others, but I don't know. Looks cleaner on the 30. Let's have a look. Yeah, it does. Yeah, this range looks good. Even this a little bit above here is clean. Yeah, you're right there, Ashton, mate. You're right there. Yeah, I like this range. Yeah, I agree though, Ashton. It looks clean on the 30 and 15, to be fair. I don't mind it. Let's have a look at gold. Yeah, gold's still got these highs to take out. So if it can confirm, you know, it's not created a new range yet. So if it can confirm into these highs, then perfect. I'll take the longs. Until it creates that new range, I can still take longs. So, you know, if the 5 minute does something like this and confirms down here, well, perfect, I'll take longs. And I just capitalize on that 20-30 tick push, okay? But with Nasdaq, like I say, we've got a range and targets at either side. Gold's just... Oh, I'm only looking for buys on gold. Hey, mate, seeing your stream for the first time? Well, good to see you, bro. Good to see you, mate. What are your sell levels for gold? I'm not really looking for sells on gold, mate, just because of how bullish we are. I had this range here, and we broke above the range, and we have targets above that we still haven't taken fully yet. So really, if I'm going to be looking for sells on gold, I'll need to pull back and range. Then once I break below that range, I'll look for sells then. Okay. So like I say, really all I'm looking for is buys into them highs. Because if you look at Nasdaq, for example, look at Nas. I've got a level for sells below, I've got a level for buys above. Because it's created that price action. Gold is just bullish. Yeah, nice one, bro. All good, Ashton, mate. All good. Yeah, welcome everyone. Cheers for likes as well. Almost crushed 20 likes already. Insane. Insane. But yeah, if you're new to the channel, drop a subscribe. I go live every single day on YouTube. So yeah, drop a subscribe and you'll see. You'll see when I go live. You won't miss one. Gotcha. Yeah, no worries, Matt. No worries. Let's have a look if it's going to confirm for me. Any confirmation, I'll take longs. I can't take sells until we range and break below levels. So if I was going to look for sells now, gold would have to pull back, range, and then break below a level for me to start selling. Or break above for me to start buying. Because we're so bullish and we broke above the range, I can only look for buys until it creates a new range for sells. It hasn't created that range for sells yet. But Nasdaq, on the other hand, could be setting up nicely. You know, if this next 15 gets below, then yeah. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. So look at this. Pre-London, I come onto the chart, literally here, and it ranges for basically all the London session. And then I stopped trading at like 10:30 because I didn't get a trade in this chop. And then it broke out. And it's like, I've just come onto the chart and all the targets have basically been taken. So it's a waiting game on gold, but Nasdaq could be the one. Okay. Nasdaq's got these nice targets up here, look. So I'm going to be looking at that. Any questions, guys? Feel free to get them in the comments. What's my stream timing? About 1 o'clock UK time. So So if you put notifications on, I go live at 1 o'clock, about 1:45 UK time every single day. So if you just subscribe and put notifications on, you shouldn't miss a stream. But it's the same time every single day, mate. Yeah, it's the same time every day. Gold, is it going to give us anything? Bugger. What's the hourly looking like on Nas? Yeah, the hourly and 30 is not looking too bad. I like the 15 though. 15 gets below here, then I'm happy to take some sells. That would be the go-to. I'm a little bit mad. I took 800 payout from my 25k. Brought a 50k challenge right away. I was overconfident, brought my rules, and right now, negative 3% there. David, like I say, if you understand what happened, learn from that and go again when you're ready to. Okay, I'm not going to say that you're ready to just go again, but end of the day, you've taken negative 3%. What challenge is it? Is it a futures challenge? Is it a FX challenge? If you've taken a payout, you understand that your strategy works. It's just about sticking to it then. Okay, mate. You know, it's not all, you know, when you're learning and you start getting these payouts, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. You know, it's up and down, and then you start seeing the consistency. How do you choose a currency pair? How do you trade a currency pair? Oh, to look at. Basically, I started trading gold because it trades really well with volume. You know, when you get breakouts on gold, like, look at this. Nice break to the downside, big push down. Nice break to the upside, big push up. It trades really well on breakouts. And I'm a breakout trader, so it, like I say, works really well. Like, I don't want to be trading pairs that are low volume on breakouts. I want to be trading, you know, I want to be trading pairs that break out and have a big push. Gold's perfect for that. Broke rules is what happened. Breaking rules never, ever will work. 100%. Definitely. Like I say, you need to break your rules to understand that they work. A lot of the time, you'll get a payout, you'll get overconfident, and you just let the rules go out the window, and then you'll think to yourself, right, if I just stick to my rules, I can get regular payouts. So it's as simple as that. Okay, David, no worries, man. Well, you know you can do it. Like I've just said, you know that you can do it. It's just about taking action and doing it consistently now. You know, like I say, you're at the stage where you felt the payout. You understand that you can do it. It's just about acting on it and following the plan and seeing it through. The more you stick to the plan, the easier it gets. I say this to the members. Like, you can't read a book. There's no book that you can read, or there's nothing that you can drink that's going to stop you from overtrading. It's about doing it consistently for a longer period of time. Some people it takes longer than others, but the more you do it, the more you stick to it, the easier it becomes, okay? Guys, just give me 2 minutes, I'll be back. I'm just gonna go and get some more water, okay? Let me get some water, I'll be back, okay? Right, we're back. We're back. Right, let me have a look at these comments, guys. Sorry. If there is any new ones, I'll get through them now. And that's another thing as well. It just comes to a point. You know, there just comes to a point in your trading where you're just like, I've had enough of breaking my rules. And for me, what it was for me was I got like 2 or 3 payouts. Okay, just before I went full time, I got like 2 to 3 payouts. And I understood quite early, and it didn't take me a long time to understand that, you know, if I just stick to my rules and I've got 2 to 3 payouts in a month, literally before I went full time travel trading, I got like 2 to 3 payouts, and I said to myself, okay, well, if I just keep doing this and I just stick to my rules and I don't do all the dumb stuff that I did in the past where it just failed for like 3 years, well, I'm on the road to getting consistent payouts and profitable payouts, and I just did that, and it just and I'm here now, you know. So there just comes a point, like, for me, I was just blowing stuff and doing dumb shit for like 2 to 3 years, and you know, for me, it took a couple of years, but I was just doing the same stuff. And when I got a few payouts, I understood that I just need to stick to my rules, do this, and I'll be consistently profitable. As simple as that. I know I say as simple as that, but it just is. Okay, just stick to the rules that you have that's profitable. Okay, and yeah, you might say, oh, as simple as that. It's not. It takes time, but you know, when you actually have a plan and when you can stick to it, it is basically like, okay. You know, I'll never say it's as simple as that, guys. It took me like 3 years, 3 years to get any sort of payout or anything. For like I say, that's just because I were doing the wrong things for such a long time. Like, people join my community mentorship. People join the mentorship, and you know, in 5 to 6 months, they can get payouts. Okay? But it's just because they've got a profitable system already. For me, I was like working through all that for so long. Okay? That's literally the difference. Bro, I have a 10k funded Forex challenge, need to make 13%. How much do you suggest me risking per trade? If you, like I say, my tolerance is different to yours because I've got like 10 funded accounts and I'm trading like 10 accounts. I risk more personally on funded accounts than you will, just because I get payouts and I can put money into them. Well, like I say, I don't know how many payouts you get. I don't know how many challenges and funded accounts you've got. But what I will say to you, if it's your only account that you're trading, like your first account, take your time with it. Understand that you're profitable and you can pass them. Okay, maybe get a payout on it. When you understand that you're getting that consistency and you can get payouts, it's just about scale then. Okay, so I'm not going to tell you how much to risk because I don't know your position. I don't know if you're profitable. Don't know if you've got a plan. I don't know if you've got other accounts. But for me personally, I risk quite a lot because I want to pass them quicker. Okay. But if you're one of them, like I say, if you're just, starting funding accounts and you just want to get one past, 1 to 2%, 1% is fine. 1% is fine. But yeah, not like 1% is fine risk. When I was first starting and with prop firms and I was trying to get consistent, I would just trade in 1%. Yeah. You have a problem with patience, it comes with time, mate. Comes with time. When you've got, like I say, with patience comes with trusting your plan and your strategy. Simple as that. The most patient traders have a plan, have a strategy. They understand what they want to see in the market. Okay? If you're not patient, it's because you don't understand what you want to see and where you want to see it. Okay? Yeah, £50, like less than 1%. That's fine. Like I say, it's hard because I don't know what position you're in, but I personally risk more on the challenges. But that's just me. That's just me. I just like to pass challenges a lot quicker. I like to get them passed and then on to the making money. Decent range here. But yeah, like I say, like Ashton here, Ashton's at the stage where he's just trying to get, you know, maybe a couple of challenges past. He's not trying to chase the big money just yet. He wants to prove to himself that, you know, he can pass a challenge, get a payout. That's perfect. That's what I would suggest to anybody. Just understand, you know, try and get consistency, try and get a couple of payouts, and then it's not about changing your approach to make more money. The only difference is the scale of how many accounts you have. Okay, I say it all the time. When I first started trading and getting payouts, I was getting maybe one payout per month because I was trading like 1 to 2 funded accounts. But now I'm trading like 5 to 6. I'm getting 3 to 4 payouts per month, 5 to 6 payouts per month. That's the only difference. I'm not changing my full approach. I'm just trading the same trades, but on multiple accounts, okay? Waiting for a new range on gold? Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah, look at that. I mean, it broke out and pushed very nicely, but there's just no entry. Right, let's... Right, nice. You missed the breakout? Oh, good. Like I said, there's always more breakouts. Yeah, there's always more breakouts. Like, I always say to the members as well, you know, when you have a big push, when you come onto the chart like we did here, look at this. This is a... One sec. This is a... This here is a perfect example of what happened this morning. Okay? What happened here? Gold had a big push higher. Okay? Anybody looking to buy gold up here and get in FOMO, okay, are you just going to get chopped about? What will gold always do? Well, it'll always create a new range. It'll always break out of that new range, like so. Okay? And then it'll push again. So I'm not trying to get FOMO up here when there's no targets or no new range. I'll simply wait for the range to form like we did here. Once I get the breakout, then I'll look for the longs higher. And it's the same now. It's the same now what I'm looking for. I'm not looking to long now. I'm letting newer traders blow their account. That's what new traders do. They'll start looking for longs. I understand that, you know, they'll start looking for longs to FOMO in here. Price will pull back and they'll get taken out. I'm not looking to get taken in yet. I'm waiting for this to happen. Pull back, range, then I'll look to trade down here. Okay? Breaks above, I'll look for the buys. Breaks below, I'll look for the sells. I'm not getting FOMO here, not revenge trading into any positions. I'm simply waiting, staying patient, and I'll trade when the market tells me it's right to again. And like I say, focus on other things like Nasdaq here. It's this, like, a perfect example here, look. Big push higher. Okay, anybody longing up here? Well, they've been taken out on the pullback. I'm looking to trade now. I've had the range that's formed. Buys above, sells below. I like golf too. The weather's not been great at the moment. Yeah. I don't play golf really. I used to when I was younger, but I don't anymore. Like, I hardly played, but when I was a little bit younger, I did. I don't play anymore. Like, when I was like 17, I did. So, like 8 years ago or something. But, like I say, Natalie's on about gold here. But yeah, nothing to really do here on gold. Can't really do much at all. Like I say, you just got to wait for that sort of pullback and range. As I got older. Oh, okay, my bad. Yeah, I don't play golf. Cheers for likes, guys. 20 likes, crush. Nice one. Nice one. Yeah, I'm only focused on Nasdaq now. I'm only focused on Nas. Just because gold just swept all targets. It's taken all targets up here, so I don't really want to try chase it. No point trying to chase something that's already pushed. I'll just wait for Nasdaq now. Try and get a Nasdaq trade. There's still a lot of potential on Nasdaq for the US session. Any news? No news, mate. This is all pure price action, which is good. There's no news. Even though we've had this huge push on gold, there's been no news. Well, no planned news, should I say. Bro, as you said that you are a breakout trader, so I want to know, how do you avoid the fake outs? Yeah, there's a couple of ways to avoid fake outs. I've actually just done a webinar in the community on this. A full hour long in the community webinar on how to prevent fake outs. It's super key. Avoiding fake outs is super key, and that's why a lot of breakout traders get faked out, because they don't know how to avoid fake outs, but we don't. Well, you can't prevent fake outs 100% of the time, but you can prevent them as much as possible with like different little rules that you can have. A couple of rules that I have is waiting for candle closes, not entering a trade that's a liquidity grab, and number 3, having a tradable range. So there's 3 ways there that you can look to prevent fake outs. The fake out thing is banging video. Appreciate that, Ashton. Yeah, guys, if anybody wants to join the community and, you know, get access to all the webinars, the course videos, the trade breakdowns, I do a Zoom call every single day. A Zoom call with the members every single day too, which is recorded and uploaded. So if you want access to all that education, just join the community. I got faked out on gold earlier. Yeah, gold's a bugger for fake outs, but that's why we have the rules that we have. It prevents that. It prevents that. Just like this here. Very good example. Yeah, you broke out nicely, but what did you do as you broke out? You took liquidity. Can you see what happens when you take liquidity? You fake out of the range. Bang. We wouldn't enter that because we have the rule in place. So like I say, you're not going to prevent fake outs all the time, but you can up the strike rate with preventing them, or the probabilities of preventing them with the rules. Yeah. Closure below here. I'll be looking for sells. Like I say, there's a few ways to prevent fake outs. Like, this is a very good example here on Nasdaq. I'll show you this. Okay. So what would prevent me? Why would I not take this? Well, basically, you've had your closure above the range. Let's say that this is your range. Yeah, you've had the closure, but look, you've closed as a grab. That tells me that this isn't going to push higher. Well, this is just a liquidity grab to push down, not a liquidity grab to push higher. You know, you're taking liquidity to push down. So anybody buying the breakout here, for example, let's say they're just buying up here. Well, look at this. What happens? Price just fakes out. It fakes out of the level. That's how you. That is just one way to prevent fake outs. You know, there's a few, But that's just one way. What are you looking for, Naz? I'm just waiting for a break out of this range, mate. Yeah, just waiting for a break out of this range. It's getting quite choppy on Naz. Yeah, it's getting quite choppy on Naz. You know, you need to understand what are retail doing at this sort of these two levels. Well, a lot of retail traders are going to be looking to long this area. Stops below the level, looking for a play higher. Okay. So that's just one thing that retail are doing. So what's my thought process here? Well, if we close below this level, if I get a closure below this level, and I know retail have their stops below this level, like so, this just builds a lot of liquidity sitting below the level. So what am I going to do? If I get that closure below, I'm going to look to sell into this liquidity. So I'm basically just trading the breakout to the downside and trading into the targets below, where the retail liquidity is sitting. So I'm using breakouts, understanding where liquidity is in the market, and just trading into it, okay? So that is what I'm thinking, and it's how retail... I'm just basically thinking opposite to what retail are, and using my concepts to back it up. But, like I said, I don't know what to expect. I don't know what's going to happen in the next hour or so. We'll see. I mean, if we lose this level at 23,107, then, yeah, sells down would be nice. Yeah, gold's just pushing. Look at Goldie here. Let's have a look at BTC. Yeah, just consolidating after the big push. Look at that. Monday, push higher. All-time high, 123k. 123,000. Reverse down. Look at that. Look at Bitcoin. Still playing out that liquidity that we gave down here. Look. Liquidity, third touch. 1, 2, 3. Push higher. Let's have a look at XRP. Where was the fake out? In the webinars, Ashton. Webinar videos, mate. Wow, look at XRP. Yeah, I've taken my profits on XRP up here. So to let anybody know, I bought XRP down here at $1.60. And I made like, I doubled my money. Up here, look. I doubled my money. I also bought like down here too. Like 40 cents. But then I was accumulating for a long time. But yeah, decent double there on XRP. Out at these highs. Still letting some run. But profits taken. But yeah, nothing to see here on gold for now. It's just all Nasdaq here. 2 minutes. Could get a breakout. I meant that. Oh, right. Yeah, right. Fair enough. Nas could sell. Yeah, I'm going to be looking for some sells on Nas. Something like this. Yeah, something like this would be nice. One sec. Like I say, I'll see how it closes. If it closes strong bearish, then I'll look to take some sells. You know, I think like I just mentioned before, anybody going long at this level, they could get trapped and NAS could push down further. You know, it's got some decent range to push down as well. Got a decent range to push down. Dun, dun, dun. Right, so it's actually closing quite strong here. It's actually closing quite bearish. You know, if it can give a little top wick, I'll look to take some sells. A little tiny top wick, and then I can put some sells on. Yeah, I'd be happy to take some sells if it can top wick first. Closes the liquidity grab. Yeah, these laws here it did. Yeah, maybe the next 15's cleaner. 30's still gonna get 30's still ready for a closure soon, and the hourly. So we'll see how the hourly closes. Hourly could still close below yet. 15 minutes, and I can take an hourly entry too. Still set for a decent pullback. Yeah, it's pushing down without me anyway. Like I mentioned, I'd want to have got short like here with a top wick of like that, pushing down. Hourly is probably the next go-to for me, to be fair. Yeah, the hourly is probably the next go-to. If I can get an hourly closure, then that'd be nice. Not super clean today though. The markets aren't clean at all. Like gold's had this big push. Nasdaq's, you know, it's got a few ranges in the way of an actual push. Just like meh. What would the level on the hourly be? It'd be this, mate. Yeah, this level here at 23,100. Yeah, 23,100. It's just the cleanest level, you know, we're coming into like this sort of low as well. So if it closes bearish on the hourly in 12 minutes, I can take some sells into these lows. It's just because it's like the hourly level that's in the way. So yeah, strong closure here. I did want the sells, but it's just pushed down without me. So I'll have to wait for the hourly to try and get some sells. 4 hourly. Yeah, 4 hourly's pulling back as well, which is not too bad. Got the same level. Nice. Yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff. Like I say, it's not been a super clean day for like sort of like opportunity because it's been so rangy and choppy. Look, you'd need, like I say, look at Nasdaq here from like 7 o'clock in the morning. It was just sideways, and now we're starting to get that push to the downside, which I'd need the hourly closure to confirm the push down for me. And then on the other hand, gold's just been ranging and now pushing with no entry. So let's see. Let's see how the 15/ hourly closes, and then I can look to take some entries. To be fair though, on Nasdaq, I did prefer the longs into these highs. I'm quite, like I say, I'm quite interested if I can get back above that level, then I can look for them longs still. But like I say, I don't trade what I feel. I trade what the market gives me, and if it gives me the close below, I'll take the sells first. Sells look nice still. There's still liquidity to the downside to take. You know, the 4 hour could, you know, pull back. There's nothing to say the 4 hour can't pull back before pushing higher. You know, the daily as well is bullish, but if the hourly gives me the closure, I'll take the hourly closure. One sec, let me get my charger really quickly. Right, nice one. Let's get the camera in. So yeah, 6 minutes until this hourly closes. Let's see. We'll see how this hourly closes. If hourly strong closure below, I can take some sells on NAS. You know, we've got 6 minutes left. Yeah, decent strong closure here on the hourly, like now. Then I'm going to be looking for them sells down, okay? Let's see. Something, like I say, closure. Something like this down. See if it wants to continue down. Yeah. Gold still pushing as well. Yeah, decent level here to manage at as well. Decent level to manage at there. So I've got 5 minutes left. See how it plays out. Yeah, it's just pushing. It's in one of them. The market's in one of them moods today. Look at that. You know, you just market execute and it's pushing. Continues to push. Yeah, straight down, man. Straight down. Yeah, it's annoying. It's annoying. It's one of them. It's one of them. It's one of them. Happens. It happens. Like, you can't, you know, you just can't execute here when price is pushing down because it could just reject from the level and push up. Just not high probability to do so. Oh, Nate, you took it. Nice. Where did you take it from? Did you take the initial breakout here? You take this initial breakout. Yeah, very nice. Very, very nice. Joe, are you doing any more traveling this year? Yes, I am, mate. I will be doing... I'm going to Turkey in September. After the London mentorship day. Oh, yeah, after the London mentorship day, I'm going to Turkey, and then after that, like I say, I'll probably be in England until Christmas, and then after Christmas, I'll be leaving the UK. Yeah, 15-minute breakout. If you call it the 15-minute breakout, guys, nice work. Very, very clean. Very, very clean. Yeah, this is nice. This is a nice breakout. The only reason I didn't take it is because it took this low. But, yeah, nice. You think it can trade lower? No, I'd be out here. Definitely, I'd be out at these lows. Yeah, I'd be out at these lows now, man. There's no need to. Like, there's no need to hold it for longer. Could the market push all the way down into more lows? Of course it could. But I'm happy with my piece here. I'm happy with my piece. And if you've caught, I'm always happy to, you know, move on to the next one after catching a trade like this. Just not clean pushes. Yeah, it's been one of them days. It's been super choppy in London and then just broke out both gold and NAS on, like, coming into the US session. Not much you can do, really. But other than that, that 15 was super clean. $80% close, nice. Net $225 out, good. Beautiful work, man. Beautiful work. Yeah, if you caught the 15 entry, guys, good work. It's not a bad entry at all. I think this is a clean entry. You know, it broke out. It took highs to the upside. It closed below, and then it gone and taken lows to the downside. Yeah, the rest for a little bit lower. I mean, you've got liquidity here too that price could run into. You've got liquidity here too. That would probably be the last sort of area that price has to take. It could pop lower though. Like I said, there's structures to the downside, but I'm not here to guess how far it's going to push. Catch your piece, let a runner run, and yeah. It's just melting. It's literally just melting. Big New York reversal coming on gold. Nah, there's nothing to say that, mate. There's nothing to say that until it actually starts, like, pulling back a little bit. You know, once it starts pulling back, then, yeah, maybe. But I'd have to wait for this. Look at Nas. Wowee. Wowee. Oh, nice. Ollie caught some sells as well. Good stuff. Good stuff. Gold is crazy, still pushing. Yeah, Nas is crazy as well now, though. That was a good entry. I mean, if you caught it, nice work. But look at that. Look at that. We've just taken the liquidity. Taken the liquidity. Now you're seeing the reversal. Look. Taking the lows, taking the lows. Now it's reversing. So, if anybody wants to understand the entry criteria, the entry reasons, well, look at that. You took the highs, and you closed below the range. You closed below the range, you took the liquidity. All you really need is the flip entry, and you got the flip entry down into targets. Into targets. Can you see? So, it's as simple as that, okay? It's as simple as that. Trailing stop loss, yeah, look at it push, man. What a trade that is. Yeah, like I say, there's no FOMO here. It's just waiting for the next entry now. Just waiting for the next entry. Have you took anything today? No, nothing yet, mate. Nothing yet, Ashton. Just waiting. Patiently waiting, bro. Something will pop up. Like I say, I was looking for this entry here, and it's good to see that other people caught the entry. It's good to see that people actually caught the trade. Because the concepts are there for an entry. Like, look, you took the highs, you closed below the range for sells, price pushed down into the lows. It's actually a very, very clean push. Look at that. What a push. $300 unfunded. Nice, David. That's what I mean, mate. Stick to the plan. You know, you was a bit annoyed before because you'd taken some losses. You're literally one trade away from wiping out all the losses. Yeah, good stuff, Ashton, mate. Good stuff. Good stuff, Ashton, bro. Yeah, gold's still pushing. Gold's still pushing. And Nasdaq. Ba ba da ba da. But yeah, guys, there's not much more we can really do here on gold and NAS. There's not really much I can really do now. Gold's had this big push up. I need to give it some time. You know, I'm not, like I say, I need to give it some time to pull back. Then I can look for trades once it pulls back. Same with NASDAQ. I'm not going to try and catch NASDAQ sells here. If anything, I'd probably wait for a closure below here for sells. If it got below this level, then I'd look for sells into this structure here. Okay? But until it does that, like I said, there's no point in staying here and just waiting for it to happen. Like I say, I'll come back and I'll just wait for a breakout below. If it gets below, then I'll look for sells into these lows. Okay, guys, so yeah, I need to see some pullbacks on these charts really on NAS and gold. I need to wait for a pullback, so I'm probably going to head off now. Been on for an hour and 20 minutes. There's no point in just sitting here and waiting, trying to watch NAS and gold for 2-3 hours pullback. Nah. So, closes below here, 23.064. I'll look for some sells into these lows down here, okay? Alright, guys. So, on NASDAQ, really all I'm waiting for is closures below 23.066, and I'll look for some sells. On gold, I need to see a pullback from where we are now. Alright, so I'm going to head off now, guys. Trade safe. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be on tomorrow for a longer session anyway. Yeah, I'll be on tomorrow for a good hour or two. 2 hours. We'll do a 2-hour session tomorrow. But on gold and NAS, I'm just going to stay patient and wait for him to do the thing. Okay, guys, so trade safe.